All right, guys, without further ado, we got my main man, Timothy Bradley, on the show. Let's give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
Coach, what up? What's up, Coach? What's good, man?
Man, what's going on, Tim, man? Good news or what?
Oh, heck yeah. I heard the contract ain't signed, but I mean, they got a verbal agreement so far, so I'm excited about it.
Well, according to Steven Espinosa, he said that contracts, when they normally do fights, this is what he said. When they normally do fights, contracts don't get signed until like the week of the fight. I have an interview where he actually said that.
Yeah, that happened. There was one time where I didn't sign my contract until the week of when I was facing Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao didn't sign his contract to the week of too.
Okay. So even though the contracts haven't been signed, as you just stated, there was times where you and Pacquiao signed the contracts week of the fight. That doesn't mean that the fight is not happening. That's just something that happens in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, that's something that happens. Okay. Both guys have verbally agreed to signing the contract. They're getting the contract ready or whatnot. But the contracts will be signed, whether it's the week of. Once they start that promotional tour, there's no turning back, bro.
When do you think they're going to start the promotional tour, Tim? Because nothing has been official by the PBC nor Showtime as of yet.
You just gotta wait and see. I don't know exactly when. You just gotta wait and see. Once they start the tour, then that's when it gets real. That's when it gets real. So once people start investing money in flights and hotels and getting them to different places to to tour around the nation, that's when it gets real. So until then, we just hold our breath. Hopefully not too long, and they get the ball rolling.
I just hope no one gets into a car accident. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna throw that out there.
You ain't right.
I'm just throw that out there. Hey, listen, Tim. This has been a long time coming. I don't know if you've been watching it online. I got to the point where I did not like speaking about Crawford and Spence online because, and the boxing community online, it was like a civil war, so to speak, with the same group of people. You had Team Spence, you had Team Crawford, and Team Spence was against Team Crawford. I remember a lot of those guys. I call them the alphabet boys and stuff like that. But a lot of these black content creators, I'm gonna say that. They called the guy. He's Uncle Tom. Said Crawford was a coon. Bob Aaron was a slave master. These race hustle guys. He was a slave master. Top rankers of plantation. But then when Devin Haney goes over there, he's not. None of that exists anymore. So these guys are saying sign the contract. 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, take whatever we give you. What I wanted to ask you was this. In your years of being a professional fighter, and now you're an analyst and retired Hall of Famer, have you ever taken advice from online managers? We call them managers, online YouTube accountants. Have you ever, do you advise fighters to take advice about their business careers and stuff like that from people like that online, these online accountants and managers and promoters?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You got to do what's right for you. They're not in your shoes. It's easy to point the finger and try to guide somebody or think you know what you're talking about, but most of the time they don't know what they're talking about. They think they know what they're talking about. But no, as a fighter, no, you gotta listen to the team that's around you, that's there to protect you. You got to think about what you're doing, and you can't lift a finger unless the contract is right. Because once you get into that contract, bro, there's no turning back. Once you sign that contract, there's no turning back, man. So everything has to be right for both sides. It took a little while, for both these guys to get on the same page, but they're finally here, man. It's finally here, and I'm thankful for it. But I wanna say something, man. I got hit up by my bro Andre Ward yesterday, and he was saying that he said, "Tim, you owe me an apology." And I said, "For what?" He was just like, "Because you said that I was crazy for thinking that this fight was going to happen." I said, "Well, man, look, I had to put some fire on somebody, under somebody behind. I had to call guys out, and particularly it was Errol Spence. I do know Crawford, and I know Crawford, and I spoke with him personally, and I know he wanted to fight. And I'm seeing all these other fights being made that is PBC and Top Rank getting made. But I don't see the Spence fight being moved and pushed that hard. So, you know, I want to say, RJ Ward, you was right. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that I spoke out and said that it wasn't gonna happen. Fans, it's happening. Let's again cross our fingers. Let's hope to that day come. But you know, at the end of the day, man, I just want to say to all the Spence fans out there, hey, I was putting the match underneath his behind, man. I was trying to force your man to do whatever it took to get the fight done. No, Spence wasn't scared. He wasn't scared. You know, I just figured that, hey, I got to push the needle a little bit further in, so that way he won't, you know, he'll make the fight. Just put it that way. The fight will get made. So I want to apologize to all the Spence fans out there for my remarks and so on and so forth. But yo, I will tell you this. Let me tell you this, though, Coach. Spence going down, bro. Spence is going down. I ain't gonna apologize about that one. I'm telling you right now, Spence is going down. And I know the Spence fans gonna tune in and they gonna get all upset, but I'm gonna tell you, you know, let me tell you why he gonna go down. He ain't on Crawford's level when it comes to skills. Crawford has more skills than Spence. Everybody continues talking about the power of Errol Spence. The power. Errol Spence couldn't knock out 140 pounders. Okay? And Mikey Garcia. Stop playing. When you think he's going to go and knock out Crawford, please. Y'all need to save that. Crawford can counterpunch the hell out of Spence, and he will counterpunch the hell out of Spence. Spence will open up a whole lot of opportunities because of his pressure. You know, you got to understand that pressure fighters, yes, they don't like volume fighters, but when you make mistakes, that's what they like. He's going to capitalize on all the mistakes that Errol Spence makes, because he does. Errol Spence makes a ton of mistakes. Yes, he is the disciplined, you know, jab first, you know, straight 1-2, you know, dig down to the body. He's predictable, though, Coach. As you know, he's predictable. You know what he's going to do. Jab, right hand. Right, and yeah. Spence don't counter off his back foot. Spence don't counter off his back foot like Crawford does. So Crawford will invite him in. And once Crawford takes that jab away from him, I said, it's going to be a wrap. I'm telling you, it's going to be a wrap. He's going to catch Spence in between those shots. He's going to catch him. He's going to hurt him. He damn near might even knock him out towards the back end of the fight. And I know y'all been hearing that a lot from a lot of different analysts. But it's the truth. And, you know, we don't know until the fight happens, but trust me, when I do my breakdowns and I look at these fights, man, these particular fights, man, and I see the advantages on both sides, this is what I see. Now, I could be wrong. Spence can go in there and just milly walk the hell out of Crawford, put the pressure on him and make him fold. I don't know. But I can tell you this, me knowing Crawford and knowing how competitive he is and knowing what he brings to the table, shit, I'm telling you right now, guys, y'all don't be surprised if he stops Errol Spence. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, I got Crawford by knockout about the 10th round. That's what I'm picking.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.